Hello, friends, and welcome back to Catechism for Kids. Back with me again, Joseph, your host. Today, we're going to learn about a super special path to becoming a saint, and you don't need a superhero cape to do it. Have you ever heard of the Little Way? It was taught by a wonderful saint named Thérèse of Lisieux, who is also called the Little Flower. Isn't that a lovely nickname? Saint Thérèse showed us that we don't have to do big, amazing, heroic things to be holy and close to Jesus. Instead, the Little Way is all about doing small things with great love. That means you can become a saint right now, just by being you. The Little Way, taught by Saint Thérèse of Lisieux, is a spiritual approach to becoming a saint through small acts of love and service performed with great love, rather than grand gestures. It encourages trust in God's love, humility, and doing ordinary, simple things with joy and love for God's glory. So what does this look like? Well, it's things like being kind to your brother or sister, even when they're being a little annoying. Saying a short prayer with all your heart. It's offering up little sacrifices, like letting someone else have the last cookie and doing it with a happy smile. Even doing your homework or cleaning your room can be a holy act when you do it for God. In today's episode, we're going to dive deep into what the Little Way is. See how Saint Thérèse lived it every single day and discover how we, even as kids, can follow her path. The most important lesson from the Little Way is that God doesn't look at how big our actions are. He looks at how much love we put into them. Saint Thérèse wanted us to embrace our littleness. That means knowing we don't have to be perfect or powerful. Instead, we should be like little children who trust their parents completely. Just as babies completely trust their parents to care for them, the Little Way means completely trusting God to take care of you. Saint Thérèse imagined being a child too small to climb the stairs of holiness, so she simply let Jesus pick her up and carry her to heaven like an elevator. We can have that same complete trust in God's love and know that He is always there to help us. It's not about trying to become holy all by ourselves, but about letting God's love work through us. This means being humble and recognizing how much we need Him. Let's think about our daily lives. Do you help set the table for dinner? Do you share your toys with a friend? Do you listen when your parents are talking? These are all ordinary things, right? Saint Thérèse teaches us to do these ordinary things with extraordinary love, care, and attention. When you make your bed, you can think, I'm doing this for you, Jesus. When you play nicely with a friend, you're showing God's love to them. School, you can pay attention to your teacher, work hard on your homework, and be kind to everyone in your class. Every small action becomes a chance to find holiness and bring God into our day. Saint Thérèse showed extraordinary love to the other nuns in her convent, even when they were difficult or unkind to her. She reminds us that loving people who are hard to love is a powerful act of charity. The Little Way teaches that we should not get discouraged by our mistakes or faults. Instead, we should accept our weaknesses and keep trusting in God's mercy. When you have to deal with something difficult or annoying, you can offer it to God. This means telling God, I'm doing this for you, and uniting your small suffering with Jesus' great sacrifice on the cross. Saint Thérèse had some practical ways she did this. She famously used something called sacrifice beads. It was a simple string of beads she kept in her pocket. Every time she did a small act of kindness or made a little sacrifice, she would pull a bead. It wasn't about keeping score, but about reminding herself to do these little things to make Jesus happy. She also worked on what she called breaking her self-will. That's a fancy way of saying she practiced not always doing what she wanted. For example, if she felt like saying something snappy or impatient, she would stop and hold her tongue. If someone needed help, she would do it quietly without making a big deal about it. She tried not to complain about little things that bothered her. In her convent, Saint Thérèse wrote about how she made sure to fold napkins for dinner with extra care and love. It was a simple, tiny task, but she did it with as much attention as if she were serving Jesus Himself. This is a perfect example of how the Little Way makes all things an avenue to God. These are all small ways she showed great love. The Little Way is a beautiful reminder that our path to holiness is found in our everyday moments. It's about caring for others in the small things, showing love for God and our neighbors through simple chores and kind words. The Bible tells us in the Gospel of Luke, whoever is faithful in very little is faithful also in much. Saint Thérèse lived this perfectly. So in the end, the Little Way teaches us that anyone, yes, anyone, including you and me, can become a saint. All it takes is doing small things with immense, overflowing love for God and trusting completely in His merciful love to guide us. Thank you so much for joining us today to learn about Saint Thérèse and her beautiful little way. We hope this inspires you to find holiness in all the little things you do. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss our next faith-filled lesson. See you next time, and may the Lord bless you and keep you always.